Yo, what's going on, everyone? You're watching the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I'm Vosk, and today we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency mining and how I'm earning passive income with it. Over the last 7 days, this miner right there behind me has mined $95, almost $100 just sitting there in my garage, hashing away. I'm going to go into just exactly how this is happening, and then I'm going to review the Bitmain Antminer K5, which is the specific manufacturer of this mining rig, as well as the model. And in addition to that, I want you to hear this mining rig. Okay, this is one of the quieter, I'd say, like it's not a quiet mining rig, but as far as ASIC mining rigs go, they consume 1,600 watts, which if you don't know, that's a pretty hefty amount. Just listen. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Another thing to keep in mind is that 1,600 watts consumes about 6 amps on 240 volt electric. So you gotta have electric setup that can handle something like this. And as always, as you consume more power, you're gonna generate more heat. This isn't, again, the loudest ASIC miner, but it is a relatively hot one, consuming 1,600 watts. It has 2 fans on the front and no fans on the back, so it just has complete blow-through cooling design. The fans on the front push air through the device. The air goes over the ASIC mining chips on this device to keep it cool. Setting up this miner is super simple. All you have to do is plug in 7 pieces, I don't have 7 fingers, 7 PCIe connections. It's those little plugs off of that box on top. That's called the power supply. Okay, I lied to you. My memory's terrible. It's 10, which is 2 of these, PCIe connections, and 3 connections going to each hash port, as you can see in all of the footage here. And sorry, I lied to you. In addition to all that, you're going to need to plug your power supply into an outlet, and then you also need an Ethernet cable to supply this rig with internet connection so that it can mine cryptocurrencies, because it's all digital. In addition to that, keep in mind that these mining rigs do not work over Wi-Fi. They don't have like a Wi-Fi connection. You can put like a Wi-Fi adapter out here, something like that. We're using power line adapters, which means that basically I run my Ethernet through the power in the house. It sounds complicated, but it's not. You buy them on Amazon and just plug them in. And that's how I've got internet connection for them. So without further ado, let's jump into the VoskCoin review of the Bitmain Antminer K5, the hottest miner to release in 2020. Is it worth it? Is it a good investment? Should we buy it? I don't know. Let's find out. Also, in addition to the intro, let's see the beautiful tails. Our resident Shiba Inu. 10 seconds, baby.
What's wrong, Tails? Did I go enough with that?
Oh. At the time of recording today's video, Nervos Network CKB is ranked 62 by coin market cap. That's been being traded at half a cent or about 71 satoshis. Why am I bringing this up? Because the Bitmain Antminer K5 is an ASIC miner, which means that it's a specific computer built to mine just one coin or one mining algorithm, which is Eaglesong. Eaglesong is the mining algorithm created by Nervos, and thus this miner only mines CKB or Nervos because there are no other coins currently on that mining algorithm. So basically everything revolves around this coin. But to be honest, I wouldn't let that freak you out too much, because almost every ASIC miner really just revolves around one coin. Even say Bitcoin miners that like say they mine Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin soaks up about 96% of the miners. So if Bitcoin went away, those miners would obviously absolutely be unprofitable. The Antminer K5 has been more profitable than I expected here in the short term. You can ignore my earnings yesterday. I believe F2 Pool had an issue and it basically threw off the mining earnings, unfortunately, for that day. But as you can see, my 24-hour earnings are already up past the 24-hour earnings that took place on yesterday the 16th. On average, I'm mining about 2,700 coins per day with the Antminer K5, but the network hash rate Okay, that's going up every single day. Well, just when I got this miner, say like my first full 24 hours was on April 9th, the network hash rate per mining pool stats.stream/Nervos was coming in at 4.6 petahash. Now, about a week later, it's already at 5.235 petahash. That's a pretty significant increase. And every time that network hash rate goes up, your individual mining earnings will be decreasing. There's also some other ASICs coming to Nervos, which I'll touch on here in a second, but I want to stay focused on this mining revenue. So about 2,700 coins per day. We break that out into a 7-day period. That's about 19,000 coins, which translates to about 95 USD at current prices. That's pretty significant earnings, but depending on what you pay for this mining rig, that could just be a drop in the bucket. And these Antminer K5s are the best mining rigs as far as profitability goes out right now, other than the other new CKB ASIC miner coming, if it actually performs as well as it's supposed to. So very quickly, if you're at the top of the chart, you're going to quickly become one of the most interesting and sought after mining rigs in cryptocurrency. As far as the review goes, the miners have been working great. We take this screenshot, and so this was uptime for almost 9 days, and you can see that, I mean, it did very well. Like it had a consistent uptime. It didn't reboot for 9 days, and the average hash rate as reported from the miner was 1134 gigahash a second. This miner is rated at 1.13 terahash a second, or 1.130 gigahash a second. Basically, it's the hash rate. Hash rates are different on every single mining algorithm. But what you really want to see is that you get the hash rate that was advertised and you were supposed to get. If you actually measure our hash rate by the mining pool, we can go over here and click just on workers, and it'll take us to the relevant section for that. And I'll show you very briefly what goes in to setting up your miner, connecting it to a pool. But basically, so I'm getting a 10% rejected share rate, which is crazy high. And unfortunately, I think that's just due to my location in the US, and then the location of this server mining, the server for this mining pool. I don't think they have a US stratum and server set up currently. But overall, the earnings are still well, but I may be leaving, or I'm likely leaving about 10.6% of my profitability there on the table. But right now, almost every mining pool is based out of China, so it would probably be about the same relative performance for me here as a US miner. Speaking of configuration, very simple stuff. I'll have this information in the video description below. You can copy and paste it and get your miner running real quick if you want to. So this is just what you put into the URL, stratum plus TCP : / and then the mining pool information : port number. All those things are very important, and especially has to be in that format. It depends on the mining pool you're using, but for example with F2 pool, it's a username.worker name. You don't have to set up the worker name in your account or anything crazy, but you do need to register and create a username. So mine just simply VoskCoin, and I just put the miner model, which is .K5. Your password can be literally anything, including password. I did try out mining CKB on NiceHash, and you may wonder why. Okay, so I went ahead and did that, and I wrote it up here on VoskCoin Talk. It's our new crypto forum. I really invite you guys to come join and take part. I'm trying to make it an awesome thing, and I'm using it to just kind of post all of my information and research and stuff I do there, just to have it cemented in SEO and easier to access and share. But shameless plug aside, basically their mining pool is not set up for the ASIC miners right now, and we actually talked to them directly, and we're going to be hooking ours up probably on Sunday, and they're going to do some testing and see if they can iron out the issues to allow you to connect your Antminer K5 there. And whether you love or hate NiceHash, this isn't about that. What's very interesting here is that it's not easy to exchange Nervos CKB, and if you do not want to hold the coin, and I say it's not easy. It's not easy to exchange the coin if you're a US citizen. Okay, if you look at their exchanges, you probably can't join most of them. And with an option like NiceHash, you could be mining and having it auto-converted into Bitcoin, which may be very interesting and beneficial to you, especially if you bought this miner in Bitcoin and you're trying to recoup that and then some, because your goal needs to be to break even on your mining rig and more. So right now, it basically it's just not working. You can try it, you're gonna get confusing results. So like right here, it was connected almost properly, and then over here it was not registering any profitability, and then over here we were making $357 a day, which is also inaccurate. As far as mining pools and their configurations, there's a difference between setting it up for GPU miners and ASIC miners and any other mining rigs. And basically Nervos was GPU mined and FPGA mined, and now it is ASIC mined, and every time you kind of go up in that and your hash rate per unit's getting higher and higher, it's got to be configured differently. A huge shout out to Coin Mining Central, because they're the only reason we were able to even get one of these. These are really sought after miners, and if you go to Bitmain's official shop, you can't even find one of these. Like, they're not for sale. They're not selling any more batches right now, and so we really appreciate them. They're a reseller, and we have a link out to them in the video description below. If you want to buy one of these, this is the place to do it. We made a video last week about these miners. It looks like they're popular because they're continuing to go up in price here. And just keep in mind, this is with delivery for the rest of the world. It includes the power supply. And you need to kind of make some calculations here to see, what is this miner worth to you, how much you're going to pay in your electric cost, and if you think it's going to be a good investment. We're not here to give you investment advice. We just want to bring you good quality cryptocurrency content. I do want to make you aware that Coin Mining Central also has this available if you want to reach out to them with questions or order it or whatever. But there's a newer, more powerful Eaglesong CKB ASIC miner. Okay, that's the C1 Pro. These do exist. From what I've heard, people show me some screenshots and stuff like that of mining data with them. I've never seen a Todek, a Toddminer in person. I've never used one. We are hoping to get this exact one in for testing and review, and I'll update you guys with some video and written content when that day should hopefully come. Right now, it's listed at almost $4,000, which is pretty crazy, but it does 3 terahash a second, and when you compare that to the K5, that's almost 3 times as fast. If you're gonna get 3 times the hash rate, like, if you believe in this miner, I just make reviews. I don't really care about selling the stuff to you guys. I just want to create the unbiased content, give you the information, tools, and if you want it, go ahead. Yeah, there's a lower barrier to entry and thus a lower risk here. If you buy, say, a $2,000 Antminer K5, but why wouldn't you buy the C1 Pro that does 3 times the hash rate if it actually works well? For double the price, triple the hash rate for double the price. Makes sense to me. 2,700 watts when compared to the 1,580 watts here. So you're not doubling the power, or we could even round up. Say you're doubling the power, so you're doubling the power cost. You're doubling the literal cost of the miner, but you're tripling the hash rate. Numbers wise, this is clearly the winner. So we're really excited to hopefully review that soon. But we haven't got any kind of confirmation on that yet. The current projected mining profitability of this miner is $12 a day. After you take your electric cost, if you pay 10 cents per kilowatt hour electric, that'd be $3.79. You'd be earning about $8.30 per day. Obviously, this is going to vary based on your electric cost and every other factor that goes into play here. If we break down, the average 24-hour earnings, we'll round it down to 2,600, make it a little bit more conservative. I'm pretty much right on track with the mining calculators as far as my just daily income here with this miner. Initially, when we got this miner, we were on track to mine $22 a day, which is crazy, but that was the day a lot of these came on, so it didn't actually line up that way. I think we ended up earning about $16 a day. We talked about kind of our long-term outlook and expectation for this. Lost Boy on VoskCoin Talk was asking, should he buy this miner? And basically, if I was going to throw my prediction in the hat, not financial advice and all that stuff, I think on average this is going to make about $5 a day over the next year, if they don't make too many miners. Basically, if Todek is well, I'm going to make a ton of these, and they could, and they have a better miner, so they can completely outclass and obsolete these K5s if they produce them at scale. Wouldn't really be the best look for them or Bitmain. That's the thing with these Chinese ASIC manufacturers and producers. You just never really know how this is going to go. And that's exactly why buying one of these is very risky, but we're here talking about it because it's one of the most profitable and one of the most interesting ASIC miners of 2020. And no matter what happens in 2020, this is going to round out as being one of the most interesting ASIC miners produced this year, especially along with the Toddminer at 3 terahash a second on CKB. So if you were to ask me, Vosk, do you recommend I buy this miner? I say it's risky, man. And and again, it's hard to say this because I haven't used the Toddminer in person. But if you're going to buy the K5, then why wouldn't you just buy the Toddminer if it actually performs as it's supposed to? Because if you're paying double the price and you get double the power consumption, but you're getting triple the hash rate, statistically, it's just better. And you know, whether you love it or hate it, everything in this world kind of revolves around numbers and math. And mathematically, statistically, this is the better. That one's a better option. However, investing $4,000 in a mining rig is much more daunting and less accessible to people. It's much easier to invest $2,000. Also, your power situation comes into this. You can squeeze 1600 watts out of a lot of different circuits in average households, or even in mining farms. You need 220 to 240 volt in order to be running a mining rig that consumes almost 3,000 watts. Okay, so you know, I run these in my mining garage where I have 240 volt single phase, and basically what that is, it's 2 legs of 120. That's like, whoa, what are you talking about, dude? You should consult an electrician when it comes to basically setting up your stuff for a mining farm, because if you don't understand the basics of electric, it's dangerous and risky, and I don't want any of you guys to burn your house down or anything crazy, or at a minimum just fry a miner. Ultimately, as far as the Bitmain Antminer K5 goes, it's a good device. It's been very profitable so far. I mean, I made $100 a week. That's going to be $400 a month if it kept up at the same trajectory, which it never does. But you know, that's nothing to scoff at. The actual performance has been great. Like, it's been doing what it's supposed to do, which is always good to see from your investment here. And you know, long-term outlook. Again, it's already outclassed. If you were gonna buy, if there's 2 cars that are gonna race, are you gonna buy the slower one? You should buy the faster one. If it's all about winning the race, and it always is, you want to have the best stuff. So I don't know if that was like cool and deep and insightful, or it's just like, Vosk, shut up. All right, I'll stop. Thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe and you're not so rude telling me to shut up next time. Please hit the thumbs up, guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you liked about the video. Let me know your thoughts on the Antminer K5 and the Toddminer. Let me know what y'all want to see on the next one. Speaking of the next one, that's where I'll see you. See ya. That was too many see yas. Bye.